Hey folks, welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Riley and we have a terrific show for you today. I hope you stick around to the end because we'll be talking with Dan Ferris from HGTV.com. Plus we'll learn about some permanent cosmetic solutions, as well as we'll hear from the Wisconsin Institute for Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia, or WILD for short. But first, we're joined by our very dear friend Julie Sheldon from the Center for Families. Welcome back, Julie.
Thank you.
So you guys have a Brats Stand that you do every year at the Badger home games, and this has been going on for like 20 years now.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Probably closer to 25 plus. But
yeah, give us a little bit of a history of the fundraiser.
Sure. So it's been a tradition of Badger football, like I said, for 20, 25 years. It is run by a group of Dane County volunteers, many which are from the local exchange clubs, both in Madison and Sun Prairie. We do recruit volunteers, both individuals and groups, to join us. And in those 25-ish years, we've raised almost $500,000, and all those proceeds go to the prevention of child abuse.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's incredible. So
Pretty cool.
It goes to a good cause. And talk to us a little bit about where exactly those dollars are going. You said the prevention of child abuse. Is there a specific organization?
Yep, so all the proceeds go to Center for Families, which is
Okay.
here in Madison. We have 8 different programs that does focus on the prevention of child abuse, and it includes things like parental stress support, we have education and child development, and then we have early literacy efforts too to help children as they get back into the school, or once they start entering school rather.
That's interesting that early literacy is sort of part of the whole prevention of child abuse program.
It is. It helps both the child learn, and what's happening is that the parents are learning along with their child. So when we talk about education and child development, if the parents understand where their kids are developing, what's the natural process, the parents have a better understanding, and we do find that is a big prevention in child abuse or neglect.
I always find that if I'm feeling frustrated with my own kids, which parents do,
It happens.
it's often because I'm not understanding where they're supposed to be developmentally.
Exactly.
And once I hear from my physician or whomever, or some sort of expert like yourself, well, they're doing just fine. This is exactly where they're supposed to be. This is what you can expect.
It takes the pressure off.
It really does. It
Yeah.
takes the pressure off.
Yep.
So yeah.
So we're there to support the parents, support the children. We've got a respite center for those crisis emergency situations as well.
Sure. So let's get back to the Brat Stand. How many volunteers do you have for this thing? How many volunteers does it take to make it a success?
Ideally, we like to have about 20 per game. So
Okay.
we have 7 home games, about 20, and those are broken into shifts because we don't want to burn anybody out.
Sure.
But we have some people that are there before the game, some that come after, and some that stay the entire day because it really is part, it's just fun to be
It's
part
fun
of
when
that
you're
Badger
there.
atmosphere. Yeah, and everybody's always in such a fun, good mood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's one of those things where maybe you go into it thinking, I'm not sure if I really want to do this. And then you get there and it's like, yeah, I want to stay the whole
Well,
day
that was
now.
me, for sure. I was like, what am I getting myself into my first time? And now I can't wait for it to start up again.
Sure. So obviously you sell some brats there, but other than brats, what other things can people get?
So they can get the brats. We have hot dogs and probably the best steak sandwiches that you can get on game day.
Ooh.
Everything is through UW Provision, so you know it's good.
Oh, yeah.
But then we also have soda, water, and then we work with Wisconsin distributors for beer as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And how can people get involved?
Well, they can, probably the quickest way is to go to our website, which is centerforfamilies.org. We do have information on our event tab, or you can go to tinyurl.com, Badgers-2015, if you don't want to try to remember. I think centerforfamilies.org is probably the quickest route, but on there is a sign-up form that talks about the different shifts, what's involved. If there's any questions, people can always reach me as well. Directly.
Okay. And I'm trying to visualize where you guys set up.
So we are on the corner of Regent Street and Randall. So if anybody's familiar with Campus Cars,
Sure.
We're on that lot.
Got it. I know right where that is.
Yep. So right, smack in the middle of a lot of good stuff going on.
So you've been doing this for a little while, maybe not all 20, 25 years, but what is the best part that you've experienced about volunteering at this at the Brat Stand for Center for Families?
So we have a crew that is typically there every game. I call it the Brats Stand team, and they're just a great group of people. So it's that camaraderie with them. It's the camaraderie with the guests that show up, and then it's just knowing too that all proceeds and tips that are collected that day all go back to Center for Families, all go to the prevention of child abuse. So it's a fun day, and you know that you're doing good in the process.
We're out of time, Julie. It always goes so fast.
It
doesn't
does, but it was great.
Julie Sheldon from Center for Families, thank you so much for talking with
Thank
us
you.
today. Go to centerforfamilies.org, centerforfamilies.org to find out more about the Brats Stand at the UW-Madison Badgers football games, home games.
Home games only.
When we come back, we'll be talking with the Wisconsin Institute for Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia. It's Talk of the Town. Don't go away.